Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard broadcast. I'm Atlas.
Man, Bushiro just loves ruining my plans, huh?
Okay, I'm trying very poorly to keep my rage in check here. Um, what about your plans did they ruin?
Like for today's stream, this week is like Master Duel's 4th anniversary, so I figure we just have a chill stream where I open all the 4th anniversary bundles and we just hang out for a bit while I figure out how Vanquish Soul Canine works.
You can totally do that, but we can also be
Yeah.
angry. I'm angry.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
very
think
angry.
what we're talking about is probably more important than Master Duel bullshit.
Ugh, I know. If you haven't guessed by the caption, or don't look at the caption, or don't watch our shorts, Bushiroad just canceled premium, basically.
Basically,
It's worthless now. Worthless!
Yeah. So, a while back, they had announced Premium Weekend as an upcoming event. We still don't actually entirely know what the fuck that is, but we are getting more details about it now. So, it's a 2-day event, I guess, and
Right.
then hang on, let me go find the tweet.
Boys know, yeah. So, happy 15th birthday. Here's a giant middle finger to all the old heads or people who like more varied gameplay. I'm sorry to be all clickbaity about it, but it's like, oh my fucking god, why would you do this? Okay. Premium weekend. Event winners earn an invite to the next World Finals standard regulation. Which is like winning the Super Bowl and then you get an invite to the NBA Finals. Fantastic. Day 1 main event, day 2 community events, which means nothing, and exclusive promo cards and supplies with exclusive art. Suck my entire ass.
Yeah. So, this is coming alongside the announcements for Summerfest, which will not be having premium in it. Where as soon as this slow ass website loads.
Ooh, such a fancy looking website. Built on the bones of a lie.
Yeah.
Boys
so,
know.
So, instead of doing, team format and then premium, they are now just going to be holding standard for both days. So, day 1 is going to be singles, day 2 is the team format. And so, all this put together means that premium as a format has effectively been phased out. They're doing premium weekend as the last scraps of what they're willing to give the community. They have, it's very, very clear over the last year that they have zero interest in premium despite decently good attendance. Last year they've been experimenting around with taking premium out of events, replacing it things with lyrical and during this BCS format, the buddy fight events. And for a little bit, it looked like maybe they were going to give premium some consideration. I think they held some premium events in Japan that had okay attendance. And then, they had announced this premium weekend and we thought, okay, maybe there's a bit of hope here that something was going to happen with the format. But instead, it's become very clear now that premium weekend is in fact the death knell of the format. That the fact that there's giving you an invite to standard worlds implies that there isn't going to be a premium world. The fact that it is not going to be part of the Summerfest regulations means that standard is, or premium is just going to exist as, something like this from now on. So, every few months, they're going to trot out some sort of premium based event, probably at locals or something, and that's all you're getting.
Like the corpse of a lie. Just pull out the rotten carcass of what was promised to us. I understand that premium was not an easy format to get into. I understand that it is more complicated and less teachable to newer players. I understand it's not as or it's more popular in the West than it is in Japan, which basically means that it might as well not be popular at all. But if you're going to make a division specifically for the West, why even bother doing that if you're just going to kick us in the nards? This is like format blue balls. What am I supposed to do? What are we all supposed to do? Do you just kind of, okay, well, here's a card game that doesn't, like, for half of its history, over half of its history, you just can't play in a major tournament setting anymore. Is it just you meeting up with your friends at your other friend's apartment and playing with each other until the sun goes down, metaphorically and literally speaking? Do you, uh, you know, burn all your cards in effigy for a game that once was? Do you? What exactly am I supposed to do with this? Fuck you, Bushi Road. Sorry, I waited till the 10-minute mark. I wonder if the chat I had with the CEO was like, I'm gonna screw him over specifically. Of course not, but what the fuck? Now, all this is, all this in mind. If people are on Vanguardians, you might have noticed, friend of the show, Devlin Cassidy, is hosting some kind of premium event this summer. We'll see what that turns out to be, but it looks interesting. I wonder if this, maybe we pull a Family Guy or a Futurama where enough people show support for this, and then maybe that at least gets their attention. He said, taking a deep huff on the copium, mask.
Like, we have not shut up about premium for the last 4 years, and it hasn't done anything. Like, this is their compromise. Like, this is their solution. Is like, yeah, in the later half of the year, we'll throw some premium events at you. Go away.
I think the most annoying part is that even when they were clearly receding away from premium, we were still happy about it. Hey, we gave you these TDs that kind of updates Break Ride. Awesome. This is great. You should do more of this. I said you should do more of this. Hello? Just why would you do this to yourself?
I mean, I didn't really like History Collection or the errata break rides. Those always felt like the barest minimum that they could possibly do. And
yes,
didn't solve the problem.
I don't know if it solved the problem, but at least okay, so honestly,
if anything, I would say it'd make it worse because they doubled down on a lot of the design decisions that I hated from later half of premium, the ability to spam gifts and stride early.
Yeah. Striding early didn't bother me as much as time wore on. At the time, yes, but yeah, the spamming gifts was the issue, and as we've said on this show before, gifts were a mistake.
Yes. V format was a mistake.
Yes.
Also, premium throughout its lifespan was never a particularly healthy format. Every premium collection was stupidly broken. There were consistent problems of okay, people being able to ride up and stride early, weird gift spammy kind of things, and just outright broken cards. What was the fucking Narukami stride called again?
What's his face?
Yeah,
Stunverse or the other one?
Yeah. Like, things like
Sunburst.
Stunverse, Gridora, Nue, Dio, what's Gasteel, like all these ridiculous ass strides that were just like clearly broken. Ichikishima.
Yeah. Wow, that's being objective. But like, if you have a problem, you fix it. You don't like, I'm gonna nuke an entire format because it's not fixable. It's very fixable. But letting it sit there and it's frozen in amber for years and then being like, okay, we're done with this, when there is support for,
But
the game, and especially with standard actively going out of its way to not be playable in premium as time has gone on. Archetypes this, energy blast that, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that is the other problem with premium is like V was always kind of a half measure. Like it was a real life filler arc while they developed the current standard format. And so once they like made the current standard, that was basically just a completely different game. There was not really a good way for it to cross over with premium the way that V did.
I hate it. I hate it a lot.
And, of course, the biggest thing is just like Japan doesn't care enough about premium for this to be a problem.
Yep, which means that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like, I saw, like, Different Fight replying to a Japanese tweet just being like, why is everyone mad about this? We don't even play premium anymore.
And?
I mean, like, Different Fight explained the situation and why people are upset, but that is just kind of the attitude, I think, is that like, oh, like premium isn't a real format over there. They don't care all that much. And the game was kind of dying towards the end of V. Like switching over to D series probably came with like a huge shift in the player base, especially because D started like post-COVID.
Yeah, I have no problem with D existing. I don't have a problem with Energy Blast. I don't have a problem with Ride Lines. That's all well and good. I have a problem with the Overtrigger, and that's about it in regards to like the way
we could stand to get rid of Persona Ride, but that's a video I keep saying I'll make and then never do.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one, but I don't hate that, and again, it would be different if Japan was running the whole show and we just got the game translated into English. But you made an entire office whose job it was for the Western part, and then they just didn't get.
I don't think that's real.
You don't think it's really? Yeah, probably not. It's probably just like you're translating it into English.
They're just no. It's probably just like logistics. Like they just exist to handle like distribution and stuff. Like they don't exist to be an actual like design branch the way like North American Konami can have its own ban lists.
Yes. And again, which makes me wonder, why not? Why is this not a thing? If you're so concerned about being able to play with the big boys, so to speak, why not do something like that?
No, we gotta make a Pal World TCG. Fuck you.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Like they can do simultaneous releases for like Weiss, and I think they're gonna do it for Pal World, but Vanguard, you're gonna be like 5 months behind.
So then what?
We're getting set 13 in May. The set is coming out like next week in Japan.
Yeah. I wish Matt was here. Matt always makes me feel not like, no offense to you, of course, but I mean like Matt is always good at kind of putting everything into perspective for us, I think. He's the wise one of the three of us.
Oh, well, that's the thing is like his comment on it was like qualifying for standard via like this premium event is stupid.
It is.
Really. Like, I get that they have to give some sort of like they are trying to make this still feel significant in some way, but like why the fuck who wants to go to standard worlds after playing premium? Like, I feel like this doesn't satisfy anybody.
No, it
Like
doesn't.
a
It's
lot
a
of
half measure, like you were saying.
but like a lot of premium players don't like playing standard, and also for like the standard players, it feels kind of unfair if you're like grinding for worlds that uh some guy playing a completely different format that doesn't really translate very well to standard can just like qualify for worlds.
I don't know if that's that big of a deal, is it? Or like some guy a guy gets to Worlds because he topped in premium.
Like
Do you
that is
think it's
kind of
going to turn into a thing where it's like, how did you get here? Did you win with standard
no,
or premium? And then there's like a othering of them or what?
I mean a little bit. There is a lot of tribalism between formats, but also like on principle, like it's kind of similar to like the buy cards, where it's like people really hated those two, or it's just like it does kind of feel like you got there kind of unfit, or you get like an unfair advantage, or you got there kind of like unfairly by playing like a different, potentially easier format, considering like premium is generally smaller than standard these days.
Yeah,
Like
and like
maybe harder in terms of like complex gameplay, but there's like less people involved. Like the people who play premium are playing at least somewhat stagnant format.
yeah, and with the like we've said in the past that like buy cards are a good thing with tournament stuff, but I think in a world where, because I remember talking to Different Fight about this when I was in Japan, in a world where you can take the train anywhere and
Mhm.
there are multiple tournaments in a day, you have multiple chances to get that buy card. And it doesn't feel so like icky compared to a lot of like cities and towns in America. You have the
Mhm.
one shot.
Yeah, but also they phased out buy cards for us, so like
Yes, but I'm saying like that's probably why that left a bad taste in our mouths was
yeah.
because of the infrastructure of America,
Hmm.
which again, almost like it and the Japanese guy being like, why do people care? It comes down to cultural differences at the end of the day,
Hmm.
um, which sucks, but ugh, what a pain.
Yeah, like they haven't updated premium since 2024. It's been very clear for the last couple of years that the format was on its way out. Like, I almost would rather they just kill it completely than do this like weird half measure. Though, like from a corporate perspective, I can see the appeal of pretending that premium is a format that exists if in the future they need it for whatever reason. They can act like, well, it's always been here because we do these premium weekends.
Oh, to keep it limping along in case they need it again.
Yeah.
At that point, it would just be, I don't know. I would be incredulous at the least.
Yeah. Like I think this is just going to be what premium is from now on, is every now and then they throw one of these, the format is just going to kind of keep limping along, and you know like regular events are going to be focused on standard because that is where most of the player base is now. Like I think they've just done the math and determined that like capturing new players with standards outweighs trying to like
Keep
maintain the
people
people
around.
who have been
Yeah.
around pre-reboot. And I think I brought this up before. Like my conspiracy theory when they first started releasing stride decks was like they are going to slowly phase out premium because they're just going to put striding into standard. And especially now with the 15th anniversary with the like Kai Aichi decks, there's a set that's going to be related to the 15th anniversary coming in May. I think it was the secret set they didn't show off during the New Year's stream. That like they're probably just going to take a bunch of old nostalgic cards, retrain them as encounters, and just be like, look, you don't need premium. We just shoved everything into standard and call it a day.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. And I swear to God, if you make Big Belly about milling again, I'm gonna crash out.
I mean, if they somehow put Big Belly in there, it's just going to be a stride deck. Like, you're just going to be playing original Big Belly.
Yeah, which that's I don't know. He's not the worst thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And standard doesn't have like board wiping and shit like
I suppose.
or not as much. Sorry, as
Yeah.
premium does. So it's
That was
easier
like
to
the
pull
entire
off.
Pop Sagra format.
Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it as much as the heavy lifting there.
Schedule.
Schedule.
Okay. On the flip side, they are at least using the energy to improve standard. Like I said, we are now going to have 2 days of Vanguard. If this stupid map would. Okay.
Kind of cool
see it
looking
better
map,
now.
but it's glitchy as hell. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's because I was windowed, so it was like they haven't put up the schedule for NA yet, but we can see from Asia Oceanica that day 1 for Vanguard is going to be single standard, and then day 2 is teams, and then the other thing is for prizing. Summerfest is giving you a Worlds invite again, if I can get down there.
Did we ever care? Like, let's be honest. I never played Vanguard for the prize support. If I want prize support, I'll play Pokemon. Like,
yeah, but like because they're now doing a singles tournament, like the singles champion gets an unsponsored invite, which honestly they should probably just be a sponsored invite, but whatever. Like they're giving out Worlds invites for doing this now, so on a competitive level, like you now have more opportunities to play and compete in standard and get to Worlds. So like it sucks that premium is gone, but they are at least using the energy productively for Vanguard. Like Vanguard as a property is still trucking along.
I'm still mad. Hi, Matt.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hi, Matt.
Hello. I said in the chat I was going to be late. I don't know if you saw it or
yeah,
you did.
Okay.
Yeah,
we saw it.
Nobody reacted to it, so I didn't know. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just talking about premium being dead.
I heard about that. It does suck, but I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I got all the poison out of me, so I'm not going to reiterate it.
I will say this: if you look at another game where like older formats are popular, those formats are supported never by Wizards.
Can you give me an example?
So, Vintage is like the oldest format in Magic, which only people who have like stock portfolios can play. Basically, you have to be like Omega rich, but like those formats are supported. Like they have like a few yearly tournaments for Vintage called Eternal Weekend, which is for Legacy, Vintage, and they've added Pauper to some of them because Pauper is technically an Eternal format, even if it is much more like approachable than say Vintage or Legacy.
Yeah, lower power.
But these are run by like other companies, like other people who manage events. Not like they're sanctioned through Wizards of the Coast, but they're not like run through Wizards of the Coast. Like the Vanguard events are run through Bushiroad, right?
Yeah, so it'd have to be like some kind of grassroots effort.
Correct.
Okay.
And then sanctioned through Bushiroad, which there's not enough interest for. So that's what makes it difficult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is you'd have to drum up interest for something like this.
Yeah. And I guess there's also like Time Wizard in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where like there was this grassroots movement for like Edison and then
Go.
Konami kind of vaguely gestured at it with a few reprint sets, made what money they could, and then introduced Genesis.
Yes, but also Genesis was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see what ends up happening with Genesis. It's still like early days and doesn't have too much interest on a large scale right now.
It can take a bit for these formats to kind of pick up, especially one that's kind of like range in a way as Genesis.
Yeah.
You kind of have to kind of like it needs to be finagled in a way where people are like, oh, I can play my favorite thing here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's gonna take a bit to get to that point, I think.
So yeah, like we will see if they ever follow up on Premium Weekend or if this is truly just the last gasp of the format. But I think like my expectation is that they're going to keep Premium on life support in this form in case they ever need to like trot it back out for whatever reason.
Mhm.
And in the meantime, they're going to use the 15th anniversary as an excuse to just shove a bunch of nostalgic archetypes at you.
Something in here?
Under here.
Okay.
You know, there's a new Magic fan format that was added to Magic Online recently because enough people were like playing it on Magic Online. They just added it, so now it's
What was it?
you can play. It's called pre-modern. So there's modern, which you can play cards from 8th edition / Mirrodin onward. I want to say, and it has its own ban list, so it's everything before that. Like everything that was printed with the old border, you can play.
That's kind of a cool way to do it.
And it has like a lot of like archetypes that, yeah, I completely agree, Adrian. I think it will take community support, and that's kind of what I was getting with pre-modern. Is that like people were playing it before it was an official thing, and that's kind of like what made them official. The problem with Genesis is that it wasn't a thing and is an official thing pushed out, right? So it didn't have support going into it, so it'll take people a while to want to adopt it.
Yeah. At the beginning, it's got a little bit of that, like, you know who is really into card games turns chair around? Jesus. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah, premium's going to need community support, just like Legacy and Vintage for Magic have it, because and Pauper, I guess, to that extent, is that without Magic Online, well, hold on, I should hold on for a second here, because Magic does have Magic Online, and Magic Online gives the people a way to play these formats very easily. Vanguard does not have this, which means the only way you're playing Vanguard, premium in a tournament setting or in any kind of like competitive setting, is either your local shop has a premium tournament or
kitchen table with your friends.
Or you're just playing with your friends.
Hi, Alan. Hi, Brian. Hi, Vince. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate.
The other thing is like they did put Vintage Fight into Deer Days, which is like not amazing because you have to pay money for Deer Days, but like it does seem like they have the idea of like an online Vintage format. If they could just actually make an online client for this fucking game already.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It would take a physical card fight L to get an online version W with different support. Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Showdown lately. It's been very nice when mostly during my conference period, which is the last period of the day, which means I get nothing done anyway. Or just like when I like it's my like little background activity where it's like I'm watching fucking ponies or whatever. The peacock show, not the horse.
You should just watch actual funny horse videos.
Didn't know you were such a brony, Atlas.
Nah, so it's have you guys heard of this show before?
No.
It takes place in the 1970s in Russia. It's these two women, their husbands work in the CIA and the husbands get killed. So they go to the like spy master for the CIA and they're like, hey, no one pays attention to us. Maybe use us for espionage work because we don't want to go home. And they do. And, it's a little bit of a farce, but it's a good period piece. And it's good. I liked it. But it stands for Persons of No Interest. That's where the word pony comes from. It used to be our period of card fight. Yeah, I know. I miss you, Adrian. Anyway.
Do we want to do like new cards?
They made Magnolia into a lyrical card. I'm not really super jazzed on it.
So we're gonna pretend it doesn't exist?
I guess. I mean, like it's not like a thing where I'm so attached to Magnolia as a card. I'm attached to Great Nature, and a Magnolia is close enough to like what it looks like. So this doesn't look like it enough for me to care. So yeah.
But I'll make you play it anyway.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
This
There's
also,
also Alfred.
yeah, it also leads to the more long-term thing of like, what do I do with my
Alpharad?
card? I might just put him in a box
Alphard?
in a cupboard somewhere. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, let's see what premium. They haven't actually released full details. People still have no idea if Premium Weekend is going to be a locals thing or like similar to a regional event. So we'll figure that out when we get to it. It's not going to be a thing until like August.
So much can change in a few months, huh?
But yeah. So 2 reveals for the week. So we have Alfred, the new Dragon Empire archetype. So the grade 1, when it's rolled upon by the grade 2, search for a phantom or the crimson moon. If you didn't reveal anything, soul charge 2. The grade 2, when it's rolled upon by Alphard, then if your damage zone has 4 or less cards, put the top card of your deck face down into damage. If you put a card at the end of the turn, choose a card from your damage zone, put it into your hand. And then Alfred, Soul Blast 2, it gets 3k for each card in your damage zone. And then retire an opponent's rear guard. If you didn't retire anything, your opponent discards a card instead. And then the Phantom skill is when attacks a grade 3 or greater, bind 1 or more Crimson Moons, it gets a crit. And then if you bound 4 cards for it, it gets an additional 10k crit and drive. Then if you Persona Road, your opponent can't call Sentinels.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
I don't like its name.
Yeah. The understanding that I've been given is that you cannot get the Sentinel Restrict unless you bind 4.
I see.
So it says then. I see.
Yeah. So, like, it is basically a divine skill where you get 10k, 2 crits, and a drive, and a Sentinel Restrict. And if your opponent doesn't die, the deck probably runs out of steam and does nothing. And then it had some additional support cards. I have to go find them.
Like the
Somewhere
Phantom
around
skills. I'll be honest, every time somebody reads Crimson Moon, my brain reads it back to me in Scottish. Scottish accent.
So,
You search for a Crimson Moon like that.
we also have Recurrence Dragon. So when your opponent's rear guard is retired or your opponent discarded a card during the main phase, you can Energy Blast 3, call it from drop, and it gets 3k for each card in damage. And then if you have a Phantom Vanguard, it gets Innership and Shield plus 10. Habitable Zone is the Cycler. Gamma Rays Dragon is like when you have a Vanguard with Alphard, it gets 5k. If your opponent's grade 3, it gets 10. And then when your Alphard attacks, if it didn't stand this turn, stand it, Counterblast 1, stand it, and then draw a card. So you get a whole 4 attacks.
Wee.
Yeah, and then it also has a restanding booster somewhere in here.
Sure.
Okay, but let's get to the one we all actually care about. The Lyrical
God,
Magnolia.
My middle finger cannot burn bright enough. Yeah.
Wait, you hate cats now?
They're cats now.
They're cat girls now.
Oh my God.
It's okay. I will force this deck onto you. I think actually a budget build of this deck can work pretty well. So
yeah, I'm just going to be playing it with the jerk off hand motion the entire time.
Yeah. So, grade 1, Karis. So, when it's rolled upon by Lattice, you can check top 7. Choose up to a unit card with Letia mates and a normal order, discard them, shuffle. And then it has power plus 2000 on rear guard if you have Magnolia.
Sure.
And then we have Lattice. When it's rolled upon by Magnolia, choose a grade 2 or less card with Letia mates and its card name from drop. Call it to rear guard circle. If you didn't call, you can call this card instead. Soul charge 1. And then on attack, if you have Magnolia, it gets plus 5,000. Magnolia Phantom. So it has an act. You Soul Blast 1. Give 2 of your rear guards back row attack. And then if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, Counter Blast 1. All of your back row units get 10, or back row rear guards get 10k. And it
Does this look like a wolf to you? Look at how they massacred my boy. Or girl, whatever.
Yeah. So it gets grade and drive plus 1 until the end of your opponent's
grade
turn.
plus 1. Crazy.
Funny thing, this means you can't use the triple drive sanctitude. You have to use the crest one.
Awesome.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
And then Phantom skill at the end of your turn, you can bind a total of 1 or 2 Crimson Moons from hand, soul, or drop. Choose a number of your rear guards that don't have Sentinel up to the cards bound for this cost. Return it to your hand. Until end of your opponent's turn, this unit gets continuous. All of your Ledia mates get shield plus 5,000. You know.
Okay, whatever. That actually seems pretty good. But also look at how they massacred my boy.
Yeah.
Girl.
And, you know, if you bound 2 moons, then you get 2 instances of it, so they get 10k shield.
Awesome.
Okay, and now for the card with the best
like
name ever,
I don't
Mates
like
with You.
I don't like
Okay, wait. Before we go any further, earlier this week I was on a comedy show. There was a guy in a fursuit there.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's it. Continue.
Yeah, they gave the furry archetype a card called Mates with You. Ooh. This card can be played from the drop zone if you have Magnolia.
Okay.
Always
Always good.
Yeah, if you have Ledia Mates in this card name, pay it with Soul Blast 1. Bind it until end of turn. You can play an additional order, but you can only play the Crimson Moon. And then check top 3, choose any number of them, discard it. After that, choose a card from your drop zone. Call it if it's a Ledia Mates with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, or put it into your hand if it's a normal order. And then if you have a grade 3 or greater Magnolia, 2 of your rear guards get 5k. If you Persona Road, choose 4 instead of 2.
Okay. It's always good when an order can do something from drop zone.
Sorry, is the grade of that order 0?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Said to double
This
check.
is their wild intelligence, basically.
Yeah.
And not too bad.
Seems a little stronger than wild intelligence.
Yes.
Yes.
It's also what 4 years later? Like
Yeah. There is much text on.
Good
There is
wild
mucho
intelligence, like,
texto
2
on this
additional
one.
paragraphs.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Bushiroad are a bunch of cowards and just rechained Valshablon instead of nation swapping one of the other cyclers.
That's a shame.
But Ebo Valshablon is certainly something. I'm a little annoyed that they just put her in the school uniform because the other one had like the big hat and the sundress. Anyways, when is this? It's the Phantom Cycler. We don't need to read this card.
Yep.
So we have this grade 1 Ledia Mates. When your Magnolia is placed, if you don't have the same name, call it to rearguard circle, it gets 5k. And then if you have a Magnolia Vanguard, it gets intercept and can intercept from the back row.
Sure.
Good.
And
The,
they started numbering the slides. Ledia Mates Simius. So another card that calls itself from the drop zone for Energy Blast 2. And then on attack, if you have a Magnolia, it gets power plus 5,000. If you do that at the end of turn, retire it.
Okay.
Okay.
We have Anime Girl Alpin. So during your turn, if you have a Magnolia Vanguard, it gets 5. If your Vanguard is grade 4 or greater, it gets 10 instead of 5. You still need Magnolia for that. And at the end of the battle, this unit attacks. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia, Energy Blast 3, retire it, countercharge, soul charge.
Okay, so the original Alpin was it would bind itself for the countercharge soul charge.
Yeah.
This adds the energy cost on top, but you get to keep it in relative like circulation.
Mhm.
Yep.
So not too bad.
Yeah. And then Ledia made D-Lash. So on play, Counter Blast 1, look at the top number equal to the number of Ledia mates, including Vanguard. Add one of them to your hand, and then shuffle. On attack, if you have Magnolia, power plus 5,000. At the end of the battle, you can put it into your soul, bounce a rearguard to your hand.
Sure.
Yeah. So this deck looks decently good. I think the main thing it struggles with is just numbers. Everything except for Alpin only gets to 25. You really, really, really need to resolve this order for the additional 5k for everything to hit above 30.
That and Persona Ride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It depending on your variant of Magnolia in the place where it's supposed to be, can have problems just hitting on its own. So this is just like an endemic issue that they brought over to the Flying Whale School.
Yeah.
Not too bad of a first showing though. Even
And
if
I
it's
have
an
on good
abomination.
authority that the biggest Magnolia fan, Atlas, is really excited to play this.
Absolutely.
Fuck you guys.
All right, can we crowdfund getting him 4 copies of the Lyrical Shenri so he can play a slightly more optimized list?
I mean, we could always start a GoFundMe or something. Or patreon.com/Nexus at Night. Help support the show. Ad read, baby. Yeah.
How'd you fit that in there?
Yeah. And also, for the anime today, they revealed a new Liel that is a dual nation of Keter and Dark States.
Not
Oh, you're
again.
You are so screwed, dude.
Yeah, so from what they showed in the anime, it can copy either Odium or Amorta, and then can search top 5 to either regress or bind something.
Oh, man.
Nothing ever changes.
No.
Nothing ever happens.
Hi, Zaru.
Hi, Zaru.
Oh, my
Wild.
God. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be great for my wallet.
Capital One, what's in Root Beer's wallet?
Exactly.
I will take it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. What's it called?
Honestly, I think I am just going to get a case of Set 13. I like all of the Phantoms, and then they revealed the fucking Dual Nation Liel. I'm like, oh, okay, I have to. Maybe I'll high roll and get like the shiny version in my case.
The what's it called? I'm starting round 2 of Cal TPA. And once that's done, it's like the end of my internship is in sight, which then gets me a fuck ton of salary points to start.
Augers?
Nice.
Yeah, so good, helpful. I should probably thin out the herd a little bit with these decks that I'm not playing as much of.
Yeah. What
So
do
I
you
guess
have?
oh god, I have Heart Lulu. I have, let's see, I forgot what was in some of these boxes. I have Harry that I haven't touched in a while. Oh yeah, the little G-Boot decks that I made for like $20. I'm not getting rid of those. My premium decks I'm not getting rid of. I have Silhouette Man, which I kind of want to keep because I like it. But probably Heart Lulu's on the block, Pale Moon's on the block. What's it called? Magnolia I'm keeping. So maybe just a couple, but like that's something at least.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't really care about any of those. It's been long enough that I'm like, no, actually, Luru is a boring ass deck, and I don't want to play it.
Well, yeah, because it's paint by numbers, the deck, which is fine. It serves a purpose, but yeah.
Yep. Don't worry, you'll just get used to losing to Odium again randomly.
Oh yeah, that was not fun. How are you guys? We're kind of doing the yapping portion at the back of the episode instead of the front.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, I've been trying to draw, but like every time I draw something, I'm like, I don't like this, and then I just kind of like abort the drawing. You know, like my New Year's resolution this year was to just like draw more and just try to improve myself more. You know, maybe I can get good enough at this to quit my job before the country ends.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah. We're trying real hard to make it quick.
You know, I'm looking at my my little bingo card that I made for myself. I mean, for the next 2 months, it's just going to be like all Cal TPA is my focus. But you know, my birthday's coming up in a couple weeks here.
What was the exact date again?
The 19th.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a Thursday, which means I have to go to my fucking credential class. Like, you cannot miss it.
Unfortunate.
So I have to go to, you know, an LAUSD middle school until 9 p.m. at night on the actual birthday. Now, that said, that weekend, my wife and I are going to see Sweeney Todd, a production of Sweeney Todd.
You want to take that as an excuse to take the Friday off?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Which Friday? Sorry, the 13th?
No.
The
Oh,
no
after
Friday,
The 20th.
Friday the 20th. Yeah, is
Got it.
probably yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm
forget,
taking
so I'm gonna.
I'm taking 2 weeks off of Generation Dan too. So the 22nd and March 1st, we're just not doing it. So I can A, focus on that, and B, because we're busy. Dino and I.
Godspeed, gamer.
Godspeed gamer indeed. So yeah, should be fun. At least that's something to do. And then I have a show at on the 15th at the Dime on Fairfax
Mhm.
at 8 p.m. So my wife and my sister and my cousin are all coming, and we're gonna get dinner beforehand. Birthdays,
Cool.
Yay. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention the other half of that story. So there was a furry at that show.
Mhm.
I wanted a lemonade, and there was a food truck nearby. I go up to the food truck. One of my students is hanging out next to the food truck. He can see the guy in the furry suit too, because the furry suit guy is just hanging out outside.
Mhm.
This is the topper for like weirdest out in the wild interaction with the student. And that student got in trouble with me earlier in the day too. So it was this very weird, like, 6 hours ago, I was sending you to the dean's office, and now we're here. Can I get a lemonade? Like, there's no like real way to just kind of push past it without it sitting on your shoulder. So, yeah.
Mhm.
It's good on you for working on your drawing, at least.
Yeah. I also like downloaded a course for like self-improvement.
Cool.
I've bought several courses that I have not fully like gone through because it was in Korean. It has subtitles, obviously, but it's one of those things like, no, I have to actually like sit there for multiple hours and focus exclusively on this because I can't like passively listen to it while drawing.
Right. You got to look at the subtitles. Now,
Mhm.
is the self-improvement like, hi, you should never tell your boss that you're going home in a reasonable hour
No.
and always go to happy hour and stuff like that? Or what?
No, it's for like actual like drawing
Self-improvement.
tips.
Oh,
Mhm.
good. With premium going down, I'm full on jumping to Gundam at this point. I get it.
I like the Gundam
like
foils.
most
They
of
look cool.
Yeah. Again, if I had more free time, I'd play more card games. I say as I constantly just go back to playing Vanguard. Though I might go back into Master. I wanted to get back into Master Duel today. It's just that like this conversation was more important.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up Pokemon Champions and try that when that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, what's going on with you?
Oh, not too much. I've been on that Tekken again.
Right on.
Other than that, not too much working.
Not too much working. That's
how it
cool.
is.
I guess, yeah.
They make you work to survive. It's miserable.
It
I
is
know.
miserable. I had a meeting with my principal today, and I found out she was selling Girl Scout cookies.
I need to get $20 so I can just buy 4 boxes of Thin Mints, or however. Actually, it might not even be 4 boxes anymore. It might be less than that.
Mhm.
The inflation for the prices for Girl Scout cookies ain't crazy.
They were $7 when I got them, 7 a piece so I paid $28 for 4 boxes. Ridiculous.
So that means 3 boxes would be 21. That's the worst number.
Yeah. And are you like an all Thin Mints person or?
I'm a mostly Thin Mints person. Yeah.
Okay.
I might get 1 box of the Samoas or Caramel Delights, or whatever they're called in your county. But for the most part,
on the box this time, which is
okay. It's by county for the most part. So,
yeah.
Usually, so maybe a 3-1. Maybe I'm a 3-1er.
Yeah, we did 2 of Samoa's, 1 Thin Mint, 1 tag along because Katie's a peanut butter fan.
I mean, I'm a peanut butter fan. I just hate that you get like 6 tag alongs in the box. When you compare it to the Thin Mints, where you get like 8 billion of them.
Yeah. And Thin Mints have longevity, right?
Have
You can put those suckers in the freezer. Good
Now,
stuff.
see, that's the trick. Is you
Yeah.
throw them in the freezer and they're godlike.
Recently, I've been eating cereal as a dessert.
Sounds about right. It is
Like you get like a thing of Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Captain Crunch or whatever, and then eat it as a dessert. It's been that's like my most old man thing that I'm doing right now, but it's been nice. But not for right now because now I got Samoas, so that's cool. Pumpkin, are you just in your cocoon down there? At the beginning of the stream, she was on my lap and then went into the dog bed, which I realized I haven't slept on since we got the new couch because the couch is big enough to like for me to fit on. Yeah. And these past 2.5 weeks, I have not been able to get a full night's sleep until last night because of the pinched nerve. It was always like, oh, the muscle relaxers wore off, or I get up to pee and now I'm aware of how in pain I am, so I can't get back to sleep until like 4. So like for the first time, I went to sleep at like 10 and I got up around 5:40 with my shoulder throbbing, but that is one full night's sleep. That is
You did a sleep.
A continuous amount of time, so it's an improvement. And so many like gadgets and shit I bought for like how to prevent this in the future. I got a massage gun. I got one of those pillows that like supports your neck and you can put your arms through it. Like just so much dumb shit, but hopefully that is good for the future. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So premium, RIP to a real one on the hang on, doing the math poorly. 5-month eve of our 10th anniversary as a show.
How dare they?
How dare they indeed. So, thanks everybody for watching. Patreon.com/Nexus at Night. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Blue Sky. Follow us on Instagram, I think. Can't remember if we have an Instagram. Just subscribe and tell your friends. And you can follow me at Atlas Novak, wherever fine social medias are found. I'm still on TikTok for the moment. I might move to like Upscrolled or back to Red Note or something, but I'm on TikTok still. Or check out my other show, Generation Dan, which is about generational differences. Our episode that's came out today. I say today just because I haven't actually uploaded it. Like I compiled it and forgot to put it on YouTube and everything. Is about sibling rivalry because we recorded it on my sister's birthday. So check that out. How about you guys?
Find me on Blue Sky, I guess. That Wiggum's 2Gs.
Yeah. Find me at Plasma Eclipse, I guess. I might just start posting. I used to have an old WordPress blog. Maybe I'll start bringing that back. Because, like, Blue Sky isn't real.
It is. It's just, it is such a weenie of a site, right? It is Weenie Hut Juniors, the website. Yep. But it's okay. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. So, the Morgan Wixon Theater, which is like a black box theater in Santa Monica, it keeps inviting me to cover their plays because I used to do that when I worked at my local newspaper, and I keep having to remind them I don't work for that newspaper anymore. Here's the editor's email, but also I would love to come. Can I have 2 competitions? So I think my wife and I are going to go see a musical called Dogfight, which I've never heard of. So I'll talk about it on this show. I feel like that's doing my due diligence if they're like, please spread the word. So, yeah. Thanks everybody for watching, and until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm still Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.